Willie D Live.
I think that Shedeur Sanders is an outstanding young man. I think he's an outstanding young man. Most parents would be proud to have a son like Shedeur Sanders. You know, all the boy do is get it done. All he do is grind. All he do is work, put the work in. So people have been talking about Kevin Stefanski, his coach, sabotaging his time with the Cleveland Browns. People have been saying that this guy is against Shedeur, and Shedeur shouldn't trust this guy. He's bad news. I want to read something to you really quickly. This is an article that I found in Yahoo. Shedeur Sanders disarms Kevin Stefanski sabotaging narrative. Browns quarterback says Donald Trump has been long-time supporter. Maybe you can see where I'm going with this. So it says, and I'm going to skip through this. I'm just going to catch some excerpts so that we can get down to the nitty-gritty. Shedeur Sanders didn't see the field until week 11 of his rookie season. He didn't make his first NFL start until week 12. A contingent of the quarterback's fans have theorized that Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski was conspiring against Shedeur this season, as the Browns first started a 40-year-old Joe Flacco before turning to third-round pick Dillon Gabriel in week 5. Sanders, a fifth-round selection, who led the Browns to victory this past weekend against the Las Vegas Raiders, while Gabriel was in concussion protocol, faced the question Wednesday about those Stefanski sabotaging allegations. All your reporters out there say that Kevin Stefanski was sabotaging you, a reporter said. So you just want to start trouble, huh? Sanders responded at the podium. The reporter answered, "No, I want to ask you about your relationship with him, what it is." Notably, 2 days earlier, Stefanski named Sanders the Browns' starter for this week's game against the San Francisco 49ers, despite Gabriel being cleared to play. "What people do outside the building isn't really in my control," Sanders said. "It's not in my power. So I don't, you act like I go out there and tell them to do whatever. That's not nothing I can control, nothing I can do. Overall, I'm just happy to be here. Coach Stefanski has been coaching since I got here, and he's been doing a great job with everything that's going on." Taking the high road, the reporter followed up asking Sanders his relationship with Stefanski when they're away from the cameras. "Definitely like a coach," Sanders said. "He tells me what I need to do, and on and off the field, we've definitely grown. Our relationship and everything has grown, so I'm just thankful to be here." Sanders operated Stefanski's offense to the tune of a 24-10 victory in Las Vegas. He threw his first career touchdown pass, and he ended a 17-game losing streak held by the Browns quarterback, making their first ever NFL start. While Myles Garrett and the Cleveland defense preyed on a reeling Raiders offensive line. We're going to cut all of that and get down here. Sanders responds to social media posts made by Donald Trump, your president, following Sanders' win over the Raiders. President Donald Trump posted on social media, "Shedeur Sanders was great. Wins first game, career start as a pro for Cleveland. Great genes. I told you so." Sanders responded Wednesday in his news conference. "He's definitely been a supporter for a minute. So I'm just thankful for him, even taking time out of his day to be able to speak out and support." Let's do that again. Following Sanders' win over the Raiders, President Donald Trump posted on social media, Shedeur Sanders was great. Wins first game, career start as a pro for Cleveland. Great genes, I told you so. Shedeur responds, he's definitely been a supporter for a minute. So I'm just thankful for him, even taking time out of his day to be able to speak out and support. I got a problem with that. I got a major problem with that. Here's my problem with that. So, what Trump likes to do is pat people on the head and try to get them on his team, get them on his side, and get their fans on his side. He does that, and he's very good at it because he knows that most people are just fascinated by the position of President of the United States. Most people just love the idea of the President of the United States saying their name. They're just so enamored by that. They love the idea of taking a picture with the President of the United States. The President of the United States is a powerful position. It's a rewarding position. It's an historical position. But it is not oftentimes an honorable position. So the way I see it is no honor, no picture. No honor, no relationship. I'm cool with that. I do not care what you do for a living. I care about who you are, what type of person you are. That's what's most important to me. What type of person are you? Because there have been some people throughout our history who have been in some of the most prestigious positions, whether they were presidents, senators, governors, generals, admirals, poets, singers, rappers, athletes, philosophers, doctors. Look, fam, there have been great people throughout society, throughout time. But many of them have not been good people. Great does not equate to good. Because you can be a great rapper, but a bad father. You can be a great poet, but a horrible husband or wife. You know, I don't care to meet Donald Trump. I view him as what's wrong with America. I view him like that. I think it would bring shame on my name. I don't see Donald Trump's position as better than mine. I don't look at what he does. I don't look at him and think of him as somebody who's superior to me. Because I'm looking at his character. And I've noticed that a lot of people don't care about character as much as they act like they do or they say they do. They really don't care. As long as you can give them an opportunity, whether that's an opportunity to get some money, get some connections, or whatever. Just if they can get an opportunity, they'll forgive your character. It don't matter what type of person you are. They're going to rock with you if you can give them an opportunity. That's what I've noticed about people. And I don't care. I don't care for people like that, because that birds of a feather flocks together. That's real. That's real. And you resemble who you assemble. For example, if you got friends who sell dope and you go to work every day and you have made your mind up, oh, I don't care, man, those are my friends, man, and, this is still my friends. So, what they do, that's their business. I ain't got nothing to do with it, and I ain't going to judge them, but I ain't finna do what they do. I got my gig. So time go by. Now you just got laid off from work. You trying to find new employment, and you looking. You follow protocol. You looking. Can't find anything. You just can't find anything. And now you got an eviction notice. You are about to get kicked out of your house tomorrow if you don't come up with that money. Well, your buddy over here been telling you, come on in, man, stop tripping. What you waiting on? Take this. Oh, and he'll give you some money up front too. Now, just like that, you got the rent paid for. You got food in the refrigerator. Shoot, man. You're going to do this here move right here, and now you finna go get you some clothes. Now you're going to take the missus out for dinner and stuff. You're going to do something you ain't did in a while. Woo! Next thing you know, you're a D-boy. Next thing you know, you're jailbird. Or you're a corpse.